live at here. Hello, everyone. And by everyone, I mean no one, because it's still updating itself. There we go. No people, yes, but still. Hello, hello. My cat is playing with my hairbrush. How art thou? I'm not gonna put this behind my thing, because I only have one earring on. But hello! 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 How art thou? There's a cat behind me. I am here. I am queer. I remembered I was doing a game about death, so I was like, ooh, goth time. So here I am, in goth time. Because I hate myself. I'm sorry, I'm already out of it. I'm already, like, bleh. 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 We are, as the kids say, bleh. Hello, everybody. Hold on. Did it not save? That's weird. It's not, doesn't seem to be saving the way I want it to. Oh well, I tried. Hello! Hi. I am here. I'm queer. And I don't have a fucking brain. So we're going to play a game called A Mortician's Tale. I got it in, the itch.io. Hey, Nev! Welcome, welcome. I got it, this is called A Mortician's Tale. I got it in the itch.io, for racial justice bundle. God, I'm pale. And so that's where we're at. I'm actually going to immediately switch to game time because I love this fucking screen. I love the font. I just like this font, and I like all the promotional shit for this one. It's a good time. I'm a fan, personally. But also I don't have a brain right now. For some reason, like, I'm like, for some reason today. So, that's fun. How you doing, Nev? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is apparently one of the best games of 2017, which is 3 years ago. Jesus fucking Christ, 2017 was 3 years ago. I graduated high school in 2017. I haven't thought about high school in, like, I guess 3 years, but still. That's fucking weird. God, man. I'm a baby. But, we're gonna play this game. I'm actually thinking of getting my hair shaved like this, so this part just shaved off, so I can only do my hair like this. Because honestly, I feel so good. Me and my friend Maya might do that, which would be fun. Alright, so we're starting a new game. September 14th, 10:15 a.m. Aw, she's cute. I love her. From Matthew Jeffrey. Welcome, Charlie. Charlie! Charlie! As in Charlie. So now in my brain, this is Charlie from Charlie Art. That's what it is. My brain. She's gone. I have no water. I thought I had gotten water. I've got fuck brain today. I've got no brain syndrome out here. Just like no brain. Like, she's gone. She ain't here, bud. She, like, left in the past 20 minutes. I'm also, like, accenting how fucking pale I am today. Hello. I'm pale as fuck. I got no color in my skin. I reflect. Anyway, hello! Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name's Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to ya. Great. And helps with some more heavy lifting. Ever hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle, I'm sure. She wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck. Matthew J., Funeral Director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Why is my fucking thing not on? I got no brain. From Amy Rose. Instructions. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is. In your office/preparation room, you'll find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you have experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose, founder and director of Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. From Jen Love to Charlie. I guess my subject lines to you should be start being more professional now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I don't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now. I guess it's not something I really think about that much. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry because, as I said, you are now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe someone paid me to move to London and not London, Ontario, serial killer capital of Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and hear my excellent British accent impression. Also, I signed you up for a Funerals Monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you. I'm super proud of your gift. Love you, love you, love you. Jen L., Museum Curator, London Pathology Museum. Hello, Charlie. Hope you've settled in okay so far. Matthews should have dropped you off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly, and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. You'll get used to his sense of humor. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. Oh, like my grandma. This is gonna be a day of, like, me giving very, very candid jokes about death. Thank you for the host, Bree! She's not even here, but still... I do love... This is gonna be a stream where I make very... Death! Everyone is fucking dead. LOL, absolutely. Thank you for the bits, Nev! Hell yeah! Fuck yeah! Death. I'm gonna make so many death jokes. Oh, I can't wait to die! Ah, ha! Anyway, an elderly woman who died of a sudden heart attack. Like your grandmother. No, she died of like a pneumonia-induced heart attack. It was sad. But then, I was a kid, so who gives a shit? The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. You can let it rot inside! This family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier, if that's possible. That being said, although you will not be embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and their loved ones. Hell yeah. Yo, what if one of my sweet rolls was dead? Like I made a zombie sweet roll. Zombie sweet roll. I have to, like, put something in front of my brain because she's gone. I like this little coffee cup next to the thing. Like, that's a really, really nice touch. Beautiful touch, right there. But you'll find Mrs. Gussie in the prep room. Talk soon, Amy Rose. Special request for my mother views. Of course, we will happily oblige your request for no embalming in a closed casket. I'll ensure your funeral director receives your request. LOL, what's going on with the British accent? I thought that if someone is going to be named Amy Rose and she's going to have the picture of an old woman, if she's going to have this picture, my brain says, all right, so my boss is an older British woman. An older English woman. Because why not? That's just also my I'm in a place of authority. I can't do the Meryl Streep from Devil Wears Prada voice, so I go for this instead as my generic this is your boss voice. Except all of my bosses have had no voice like that. Most of my bosses were like cool old dudes who were chill. I guess one of them wasn't old. I guess Joe's not old. Joe isn't old. He's like a normal dude. I don't fucking know. We're happy to be with Rose and daughters for my muse's funeral. We understand that there are usually procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you would kindly not embalm my mother, that would be greatly appreciated, and we will proceed with a closed casket for the service. I know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have any negative impact on the environment, and since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily, it would be a shame to have her final moments to be a counter to the way she lived. Thank you, or anything you can do to help us in this matter. Best, Mia. Sure thing, I'll get right to it. Oh, I guess we're on. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a body. That's... Her fucking eyes are open! Her eyes are just blatantly... Oh! Look at that! In the prep room where you will find buried bottles for viewing. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. Click the sponge over the body. Sponge. And drag it over the body to clean it. There's her beautiful face. That's it! You're done! Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of the dressing and put her in the casket. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You are responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respect to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. Should I have become a mortician? Maybe I should have become a mortician. Yeah, I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do these chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Hello, this game is here to teach you about proper practices. Or into the sewer. That's just what they do most of the leftover formaldehyde, right? Just pour it down the drain? At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Fucking mood. Stop it. Don't make me laugh right now. Did I laugh at my grandmother's funeral? I feel like I could have. I haven't been to a funeral since then. I'm very young. Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go? I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. That's sad. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess? That's... yeah, I guess. Ha ha! Your mom's dead! Here I am to pay the respect to your loved ones by going, ha ha! I'm an awful person. Jesus Christ. We usually don't small talk around these things. At least that's what I was always taught. Wow. Okay. Listen! Listen. You can't expect me to be... I lost 2 viewers doing that. Oop. And I oop. Alright, I paid my respects. Bye! 3 out of 10. Awful person. Alright, listen. No one ever said I was a good person. Oh, look at her tattoos! Hold on. Alright, so I'm gonna work from up here and work up to the one that I need to do things. There's gonna be a lot of reading today, apparently. From Funerals Monthly. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly. Be kind, smile, and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes people who need to do a little bit of pick-me-up during such hard times, who are we to judge? And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals. Oh, God. I've only ever been to Roman Catholic funerals. My family's Roman Catholic, and it's like, oh, it's boring. No, the last funeral I went to was my Aunt Rosie. My great Aunt Rosie. My grandma and her sister died within a year of each other. Really, really sad, actually. But, it was funny because I walked into the church, and the first thing my mother said to me, she was, like, having a rough time because, you know, it was both of the people she was close to in her family were, you know, dead. So, you know, we were there to support my mother, really. And, my mother said, and my mother looks at me and she goes, it was the first time I had heard a joke in, like, a week at that point, I think, if I'm remembering that correctly. And she looks at me and she goes, wow, I can't believe you. And this was the time I feel like I keep interrupting my own story, but this was around the time that I was Wiccan. And even before that, I was and before I was Wiccan, I was an atheist, and after I was Wiccan, I was an atheist. I really, really kind of went, vague, I think probably a god exists, to atheist, to being a witch, to atheism again. I was an asshole, one of those atheists too, for like a good 5 years. I was one of those atheists who's like, I could not be bothered to be so stupid as to be a Christian. And then, like, I, grew up and I was like, shut the fuck up, maybe? Like, learn, bitch. People have different beliefs than you, and that's fine, you motherfucker. But I walked into the church, and my mother looks at me as we sit down at the pew, and she goes, huh, you didn't explode into flames. And I had just come out as gay, too. And I looked at her and I went, Mom, we are in a funeral! Hers was closed casket, I think. I think my Aunt Rosie was closed casket, if I remember, and my grandmother was not. And I remember that was weird, because I was like 12? No, I was 11 when my grandmother died. No, 12. I was 12 when my grandmother died. And I remember looking at her body and going, she does not look the same, because she had started to decay, so of course she didn't look the same. They tried to make you up to look like you did, but like still. And like I remember staring at her like, is this my fucking grandma? It doesn't look like my grandma. And then everyone else was crying, and I was mostly looking at the pictures and then looking at the body and going, we sure that's my grandma? I'm kidding. I was crying too, because I actually never cried during that whole experience. Like, she basically raised me and I didn't cry, because like that's just not how I grieve, I guess. But like I remember sitting there and being like for some reason my response to tragedy is to joke and to find some sort of humor. So I was sitting there looking at the thing, and I didn't say it to my mom because my mom was having a time because her mother was dead, and I'm just sitting here like, that bitch don't look like my grandma. I don't know why that memory just came back to me so quickly, like, boom, motherfucker, you don't remember your own grandmother. And it's like, all right, damn. Anyway, Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more toward formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire, where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though, and if you're attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice can mean accidental offense. We are going to learn so much about death today! I'm going to send a picture of this to my friend Jasmine, because she would love this game. Come watch me, you'd love this. Because she's also, into death. Sometimes you just gotta be into death. Listen, death and the surrounding macabre are my shit. I love it so much. Sorry, my best friend, I shouldn't be going through Snapchat, but my best friend sent me a picture of her excitement over the thing, and I was just like, you're so pretty. When you look at your friends, you're like, you're so pretty, I'll die. Anywho, I'm realizing that I can, like, go on Instagram and be like, hi, I'm playing the game, so get ready to, hold on. Are you guys ready? You guys ready? We're gonna be in a selfie together. Come watch me talk about death! Cretan7 on Twitch. Listen, man, I don't feel too bad about doing these sorts of things, because right now it's just Nev. Oh, fuck, I put that in the wrong thing. Delete. Delete. I'm in the wrong account. That was my cat's account. I'm just stupid. That was Casablanca's account, not mine. I'm a fucking mess, really. Anyway, death. For example, in Hinduism, in Chinese cultures, white is a typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you are dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important, but as is dressing modestly and being appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the #1 rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this is not a day about you. So be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible, because someone is fucking dead. Even if that means not wearing what you're supposed to wear, what you're used to wearing at a funeral. Or even if it just means asking how you can appropriately show your respects. That's actually really... I'm enjoying those little things. I'm enjoying that part of this game already. That they're just like, hello, and here is some talk about death. I was driving around the other day, why am I Southern? I was gonna do a Boston accent or a New York accent, and then instead, the voice that came out of my mouth was Southern. Well, we're going with it. We're going with, very much Southern that no one from the South talks like. A Yankees idea of Southern. Talking to our clients on their latest trips around town, and I was thinking, strange, I know, did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff. Messed me and my friends up real good. But so the big day, we all get into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had to make at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, Well, in the procession to getting to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out, some asshat driver who doesn't know how to not get in the way of procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into our friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in that way that makes you not really sure if they're really just crying or if they've fully gone off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling because, go figure, life is messed up. Sometimes, There's no moral, no point to the story, I guess. I just remembered that story and wanted to tell you, because we work with death all the time, and I sometimes get caught off guard by what that actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, that has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later, and is nothing unremarkable. Someday, somebody has to do it, and I just have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. Matthew J. I love this, man. From Amy Rose, just passing this message along. Thanks for the hard work, Charlie. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest respects to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it means a lot. So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be there like that. Together in that. Why can I do voices today, but every single time I've ever done Dream Daddy, I can't come up with a single fucking voice? What the fuck? I'm better at finding voices for these email motherfuckers than I am for a whole visual novel that I did. Jesus! What the hell? At me. Fuck off. So what I'm saying is, it was nice. I guess it's because, okay, one reason might be, fuck, my hair! This is why I might shave it. This is why I might shave that part of my head, just to deal with, just so I don't have to deal with the flyaways when I do this. Just this part of my head, just shave it. Just because I want to do something with my hair. Something new. It might be because I am a million times better at coming up with things for women than women, or at least seemingly women people. Skrillex hair? Absolutely Skrillex hair. Absolutely. Fuck yeah, I do it better. Because my hair is curly and wavy and not just like straight fucking scene shit. Together in that way, and I know how much that was due to work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this all a difficult time easier for all of us. I am so frustrated right now! Just switch gears immediately. Okay, so let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tight lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907. And the liver was tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular. And while people associate it with like fainting or hysteria, daily reminder, hysteria was never real, kids, and it was just used to put women into homes when men didn't like what they were doing. Hysteria doesn't exist, and it's a sexist piece of shit. Boop, boop. Do you like my mug? That's obviously from the prequels era, because look how prominent Dooku is. That's such a prominent man right there. Like, that is a prominent motherfucker, and then you turn and it's like, hysteria, 8th grade, women has horny. Women has horny, or women doesn't have horny, or women is upset, or women just didn't cook me dinner the other day, or women just gave birth. Like, you look back at this shit, and the things women were counted as hysteric for, and it was like, she has emotions other than what I want her to have at the moment. Time to lock her up. Like, come on, motherfucker. And this was used like 50 or so years ago, and you look at it like, fuck off, maybe. Ugh. It's actually been associated with visceroptosis. Visceroptosis? Which is when the visceroptosis. We're all with that. Which is when the organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant, so. TLDR, corset probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension about my wardrobe that it also implies I don't know what I'm doing. There are kinds of things I specifically research, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing from strangers, colleagues, anybody, male colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though the dress codes are such sexist BS anyways. One of the cures for hysteria is actually, like, fingering, and I was like, nani? Yeah, it turns out if you actually, try to make her come, then she won't be as horny after. Almost like sex! Like, come on, people. I'm gonna have to make this a 17+ channel, aren't I? When the uterus gets to moving, the men get to create systems of oppression dating back to ancient Greece minimum. Hey, Vaughn! Welcome! Hey, we're reading an email about how people's ideas of corsets are wrong, and fuck off! I fucking already love this game. This game is really said, I'm gonna educate you bitches. Also, hey V, I'm glad you got my snap. I think you'd like this game. I'm dealing with dead bodies! And also corsets! And livers! Get on my case. Okay, and like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in faux concern. Jen, I'm worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers! They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension is hurting my head. Ugh. Sorry, I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another email in a bit when I've cooled off. Alright, next job. Hi, Charlie. Yeah, we been new. Hashtag corset gang. Sometimes if you tight lace too much, like, it might fuck up your, your bones and your ribs a little bit, but, like, it doesn't do much to your internal organs, and instead, it was, blamed for, what did that girl say? Fucking liver, corsetoxop, whatever, or persicop, fucking something, some science word, that I'm not gonna go back and look for. which is where the organs move downward in the body, but that can also be caused by pregnancy. So, like, here are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkable job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. No small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't the most exactly comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man, died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter, Lizzie Duval, if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected, especially with that dowry. Dowry? No, that's not the word. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Best, Amy Rose. P.S. Charlie dear, please remember to wear embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. I'll get right on it! Speaking of crazy stuff, cannibalism was practiced medicinally for hundreds of years. Yep, absolutely, which I find entertaining. Look at her! She's wearing a mask! You know what you kids should do? You should wear a mask! Up until like the 18th century, people ate mummies. That doesn't surprise me that much. My fucking hair keeps fucking falling out. Hold on. I didn't do as much today. LMAO, yeah, we have so many monies gone because of that. Y'all ever just fuck around and eat a mummy? Oh my god, I'm so excited for my dinner tonight. We're having Salvadorian food, and I am pumped! Anyway, look at his eyes. Look at that man's eyes. Just like, hello. Casual cannibalism. Europe was a mistake, along with casual war. And we're back to the vor thing. Hold on, I have to take this. What does my mother want now? Yes, I am screaming. Okay, bye. Apparently I didn't have to take that. My mother just wanted my attention, and then I said I'm streaming, which she knew because I always stream at 6 o'clock. Parents, am I right? Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly, and is also extremely bad for the environment. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. Look at this man's weird-ass nipples. The art style is so, like... Oh, I did that too much. Click on the razor and drag it over the body to shave it. Looks like he has macaroni on him. In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. The eyeballs deflate once the body starts decomposing. I massage dead people. What's your job? Oh, I massage dead people. That's my job. Sorry. What is with people, like, trying to get my attention? Rude. How dare you? How dare you not be at my beck and call, random person? I massage dead people. Please no happy endings. Oh, gross. Fuck. You can't even... I don't even think you can have an happy ending. If you're dead. I don't think there's anything to have happy anyways. The eyeballs start deflating once the body starts decomposing. Gross. Click and drag an eye cap into each eye socket. Ooh. Boop. Boop. To keep the eyes shut, you'll need to glue them. Click and drag the glue into each eye to keep it shut. Y'all ever just glue some fucking eyes? The plot twist is Sixth Sense, except better. Casual necrophilia. That one girl, that one chick, that one inn owner from Oblivion to be into it. That's a, I don't think that's a bad joke, but I know it's a bad joke. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Ooh. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it shape. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle to thread over the jaw to close it. Damn, that eyeliner though. What's your eyeliner made out of? Glue. Moisturize me. Click and drag over the lotion to body this against the skin from drying out. Ooh. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing it with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Ooh. Hello, Clarice. It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Which I guess you can't feel because you're dead. You need a tube for draining the blood. Click and drag the tube in drag this to the neck incision. It puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets embalmed again. Same brain. Absolutely same brain. Little known fact, me and Siobhan share a brain cell. Click and drag on the cannula into the carotid artery. This is how you'll get preserving chemicals into the bloodstream. Okay. Boop. Now you'll need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. Aha, got it. Click on the button to begin the embalming machine to turn it on. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you'll have to massage them through the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Y'all ever just massage dead bodies for a living? Fuck, just do what I want. Carteroid? Great, now let's sew up that incision. Click and drag the needle and thread over the incision to close it. Almost done! You'll need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the trocar, and then hold and click on the abdomen until all the liquid has been drained. Trocar. Aha. Just getting rid of your liquids, draining your fluid. And you're done! Mike will take care of Mr. Duvall's makeup, as well as dressing and putting him in the casket. It's time to attend the funeral. You somehow magically changed. That man fucking dead. I'm the little boy on his DS in the corner. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park to play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mean curveball, that's for sure. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals. So mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. Hey, what's up, Mr. Badger? Wish someone would get rid of my liquids. Cheers. Hey, Mr. Badger, we're playing a game where you are a funeral man. And apparently, in China, instead of black, you wear white. And definitely not red. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, one minute you're laughing, having fun, and the next, poof, that person is gone. Just like, gone. Do I want to know what that means, that funny boy? Oof. That's the question, ain't it? I'm fucking... ha 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 ha. Let's have a fun time. Ha 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 ha. Poof. I'll leave it up to your imagination, my friend. Ooh. You ever go poof? Poof. Like staring, yeah, it's weird if I think about it too long. Like staring at the sun. I start to feel fuzzy when I think about it. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. Well, what really happens, your brain stops working. If your heart stops, you can, in fact, there's two types of death, by the way. There's cardiac arrest, which is, you know, your heart stops. And if you could have one wish, what would it be? That depends. Is it about death or just in general? In death or in general? My heart can't stop if I don't have one. Heh. Nice. I have a black hole where my heart should be. But cardiac arrest and brain death. Brain death is cardiac arrest is when your heart stops. Brain death is when your brain stem decays. Both. Okay. For my death, I want to go peacefully when I'm at least 102. I don't know what I want to do with my body yet, but I want my organs to be taken away and given to someone who needs them, and I want my body to be given back to the earth somehow. And or donated to science. I don't know which yet. I am almost brain dead. That's what I fucking feel like. But if your brain stem stops working, that's the fucking end. You cannot resuscitate after that, which is why people are vegetables. Your heart can keep going and a machine can technically keep you alive, but you're not there anymore. Like, you're just gone. Whereas cardiac arrest, you can bring someone back entirely. If you can get that heart pumping again and the brain hasn't decayed, and the brain stem especially is still intact, you're good. You're Gucci. I mean, you're probably not Gucci. I mean, you just had a heart attack, but still, you can live after that. In fact, what ends up happening most times is when your heart stops, and then your brain slowly decays. You know? Your brain decays. Because your brain operates everything. So, like, if it's done, it's done. So what happens is your heart stops, and then you need to get it, and then if you can get it working again before your brain decays, which takes, like, minutes. Like, your brain starts decaying within minutes. I like the way you wear your hair. Thank you! I'm thinking of, instead of death, I'm thinking of shaving this part of my head so I can do this more permanently and a little bit more efficiently. So just this part just be gone, and it'd just be this much of hair. Just to do something different. Might as well. Anyway, let's, say hi to this body, and then continue on with our lives. Is it just me, or is the camera frozen? Was me, or... I can't help you with that one. I was stuck, like I wasn't doing anything. December 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. LGBTQ funerals. Respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. Ugh. Every time I hear a transgender person died and their family is like, fuck you, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely not know the feeling of brain rot. I feel it every time I think thoughts, I'm gonna fucking come to your house and bash in your kneecaps. I swear to fucking God. Just like take a fucking bat and fucking bash your head in. What was I thinking about? My brain is rotting. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families and have had their hair cut or buried them with the wrong names and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion. Is threatening people your kink? You guys have brains? Can it be a kink if it's not sexual? I'll give it this. It's my thing. It's not my kink. I'll give you that. Well, I certainly have pieces of one. You have brains. We have one singular brain cell that I share between me, Bonnie, and Maya, who is also a longtime follower. Love of my life, and definitely not a friend from real life. I'm kidding. Yeah. I have a brain. The CDC's funeral... Hold on, I'm gonna move this. I have -3 brain cells. Fucking mood right there, bitch. That's a fucking mood. Hold on. Back to the game. There we go. The CD's funeral directors, anyway, same level of compassion, respect, and care. Fucking respect your trans brothers and sisters and don't, it pisses me off. Who needs friends if you can dream while sleeping? As opposed to dreaming when you're awake? Okay. The CDC Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fetal Death Reporting offers the fraught directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols. If sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources known, enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different, and because of ingrained bias, people can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased person's gender identity as they lived it. Fuck yeah! So a step in the right direction. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death as people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to people who come into your office. In America especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. That's how you can tell that this game was in development in 2015 and came out in early 2017. Because it's obvious that, hold on. Oh, fucking hell. Ron, I answered you. Oh, that fucking made me laugh. You can tell that this game was made, God, that means... You ever remember that things like this are only, that, like, actual respect is legally is only a couple years old, and even then? Jesus. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage, but this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who have always loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is to also ensure that the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. From Matthew Jeffrey to Charlie. Paycheck coming late, sorry. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy's been having? A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can't compete with the bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. Also, I'm starving, so I'm gonna go grab some fast food before taking hers to the car wash. 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive-thru, of course. It freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 15 minutes. Hi, Matthew. This is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would it be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead? If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing, and I can cut you a check from my personal account if need be. I'm so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Take care. I think you confused Daddy, Vaughn. Jen Love. Meet cutes for death-positive cuties. I didn't know that oranges could be death positive. Charlie! I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little worried for you. Haven't mentioned anybody since the breakup of 2014 that we never speak of again after this moment. That cut a little close to home. But you're always saying how tired you are of people getting scared to ask about your day, so maybe meeting someone in the industry isn't the worst idea? My fucking nose is, like, so itchy right now. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you're seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know, like, you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy goth aesthetics are super hot right now, but, like, vitamin D is still a good thing. Who needs vitamin D? I've never had vitamin D in my fucking life, and I think I'm vibing. There's also the idea that if I get too much vitamin D, my whole fucking body decides it's gonna go fucking red as shit and might give me cancer. Vaughn, you're making me... Who needs vitamin D? We are all vampire demons. Vampire demons! Vampire demons! Vitamin D helps you not be depressed. That ship's... And you know what? And Lords of Hell. You know what? So does my Lexapro. My Lexapro does the same thing, so. Mom rant over. I'm going to try it out because turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in a museum filled with dead bodies. You know how not interesting other people find teratomas? Charlie, I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who is as much a weirdo as I am. So that is why vampires are always so moody. It's the depression. Miss you! Let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for a death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile or whatever. I'm not sure how it works just yet, though. You can OD on physical vitamin D and it will make you sick. My friend mistook how much vitamin D she was supposed to take. There is a thing as too much D. Any D is too much D. Hi, Amy. Thank you for the wonderful evening you and your staff put together for my father's funeral. He wasn't always an easy man to get along with, but I'm glad to have seen him off in such a kind way. Thank you. Passing on this lovely thank you note. Cremation! Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate if you'd ask me if you have any questions. Best, Amy Rose. Any D is too much D. I said that already. Ah! That's the prettiest body I've seen all day. Before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we'll need to prepare her body. That is such... Wait, do you cremate people with clothes on? I don't need D. I definitely don't need D. Do you cremate people with clothes on? Huh. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as not to damage them. Okay. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. Click and drag the necklace onto the purple tray. We will place the necklace in the urn with Mrs. Hall's remains later. No, but then again, I don't cremate people. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag on the round identification tag and place it on the coffin. Great, Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. What? All right. Hey, Kevin. We're cremating a woman. By the way, cremation is at like 400-something degrees. For hours. In order to cremate a body. And even then, sometimes bones remain. This is the cremulator. Contrary to population, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. See? Using the cremulator, we'll break these bone fragments down into ash like remains. Let's start by replacing the urn in the cremulator. Click on the urn and drag it into the cremulator under the nozzle. Click and drag the bone fragments and drop them into the top of the cremulator. Oh, that's a cool looking skull right there. Mmm, tasty body. No, we're not gonna eat it. Just, that looks like a fucking, that looks like, you know those banana candies? Now that all the bones have been processed, are you sure it's not 4,000? Did I say 400? Hold on, let me look this up. What temperature are bodies cremated? Cremated at, apparently, is what I fucking said. Cremation involves lighting the body on fire. The temperature reaches around 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, so I feel like eating someone's ashes was on my strange addiction. Yes, it was her husband's ashes. She was scared of running out. Fucking, you just fucking, clicked into Siobhan's fucking weird shit that they like to watch. 1800 degrees. Widow eats husband's ashes on my strange addiction. But she kept eating anyway! Click and drag the urn back onto the counter. Boop. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click the necklace and drag it into the urn. Don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification and drag it to the urn. Last step, click on the urn's lid and drag it onto the top of the urn. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Y'all ever just fucking, eat your loved ones? So we were both wrong then. We were both wrong. I don't know why, but the urn just made me think of, like, instead of an urn or any other sort of thing, or a coffin, they just, like, prop your body up like a skeleton, just sitting there like with your hands in your laps and your legs crossed. Just your whole body just sitting there like you're still part of the team. New idea. I want that to happen to me. I want to be like fucking propped up like a puppet so my family can stare at me. I want to be stuffed. My hair's falling again. Stuff me. I'm fine. This is fine. Respect for the dead. That's what I want. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. When I die, I will be cremated so it feels like home in the pits of hell. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up. Not once. Aw. Glad she was cremated, not like in an open casket or something. Seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. At least we get to say goodbye. I should have liked that. Cause you know that, baby, I'm fucking dead. I'm dead and I got cremated. Cremate me, then put me into a coffee can. Drink coffee. Drink me like I'm coffee. Put me in a filter and make coffee out of me. That's what I want. Mix my ashes with fucking, coffee grounds. The Big Lebowski. I don't... Okay. That's nice in a weird way. She'd like that we're all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. Food's delicious. I know that's weird, but the crab cakes are perfect. Yo, funeral food? Good shit. My family's Italian, so at my Aunt Rosie's funeral, they had just the fucking best baked ziti, and I ate it. And we went home with it, and I ate it every day for like a month. Wait, I think you're onto something with the Bug Lebowski. Do you guys play Hearthstone? No one here plays Hearthstone. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. You have lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution and generally helping out where you can. So why not continue to do that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are turning to green or natural burials. Oh, I'm sorry. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular and are focused on few rules. Mainly is that the bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment, and bodies must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Take my body and just chuck it into a hole. Take my body. Whoops, misclick. Did you do it? Wow. Free Hong Kong! I mean, yeah, free Hong Kong. Jesus. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So, take my body and chuck it in a hole. That's all I want with my life. Just take my body and fucking chuck it into a hole. Sorry about that, Mr. Badger. Seems like, Nev has accidentally kicked your ass. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, business people, this is a business after all. But really, why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and restore preserves natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. I was trying to hit... Oh my god! Thank you for the subscribe, Mr. Badger! Thank you so much! Love that shit! Thank you! My turnips are 337. Ooh. Ooh. Everyone, hop to Nev's fucking island! Go for it! Go! Charlie! I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like, seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought Minesweeper game was on point after getting that overnight front desk job at the hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't deserve the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the restaurant we go to when one of us is in town next. Gen L. 755 MD. 7 FFMD. When I die, I want to be planted under a strangler fig and let my bones become a creepy Halloween decoration. Hey Vaughn, whichever one of us dies first has to bury the other one in our backyard under a tree. When I die, I don't. When I die, I choose Dos Equis. I don't know why I just said that. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I could reach out. And you know somebody I could talk to about all this. I just don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full, good life and was very happy, and then she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough, with her work and the will, and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need someone to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or other professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self. And it would be good for you to start building these kinds of relationships on your own. You're a treasure, Charlie. Hi, Amy. I'm eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. Hi, all. With a very happy heart that I write to let you know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email, and resources I googled told me that it would be very best and easiest way to break the ice. Be direct, be merciful, rather said. The truth is, I really don't know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who chose to be use of services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways. And you've all become, like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less like I have the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from the funeral homes, larger corporations than we are that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we've been bought, or I sold. Anyway, the Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the name Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes, though honestly, I'm trying not to just see it as a move on their part to keep the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers, at least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. Sounds good to me. I'll keep a birch tree open for you. Hell yeah. We just, like, fucking, one of us moves out into the woods with a fucking tree. Ooh, and then we could bury the other one in the tree next door. That's so gay. Anyway, yeah, let's make fucking plans for our deaths at age 21. They may have a good reputation and having agreed to keep you all own. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you weren't without a job. Sorry I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I admittedly I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was much easier for me. Please understand. Sincerely, Amy Rose. Hi, Amy. You asked if there were any instructions I wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. Thanks. Hi, Charlie. Please see the note about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. Best, Amy Rose. Fucking, here we go. Time to cremate a man. I almost lost my job. Mr. Reyes came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Reyes has a pacemaker that will need to be removed for cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation routine, and we definitely don't want that. Let's start by removing Mr. Reyes' pacemaker. Click and drag the scalpel over the heart to make the decision. Fucking, you can see the pacemaker. Click on the forceps and drag that shit out of the heart. Put the forceps away, then place the round identification tag in the coffin. My eyes hurt. Mr. Reyes is all set to be cremated now! Fucking... boop! Fucking go, bitch! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out! Get out! He's dead! Break these bone fragments of ash-like remains. Put the urn in the cremulator. Boop. I like the little bone sound they make. Like, that really, really looks like the fucking, banana hard candies. What are they fucking called? I don't remember, but I love that shit. Come here. No, come here. done. She cute. Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Tell you everything that you want to hear. Side note, Jen is definitely in love with your character. I'm calling it now. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's my girlfriend. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know. He never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, lady. She walks so slow. Did you ever clean the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. That's just it. Stubborn. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere? Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Bow. And we outie. I feel like I'm doing a lot of reading. February 28th, 10:35 a.m. I just want one Godfather reference. I just want one person to go, look how they massacred my boy. Welcome back! Now, we rarely do listicles here, but for this month's newsletter, we thought a listicle would be the best way to deliver this month's advice. What not to say at a funeral! We know figuring out the right thing to say is to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult, and since there's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people. But fortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what not to say to someone who is grieving. So here it is, Funeral Monthly's top 5 things not to say at a funeral. At least they're no longer suffering. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be a jerk and say it. Were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is it not always comforting, it can also be insulting. They're with the angels now. See above's note, then rinse, repeat. Let me know how I can help. This one's tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for your help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I'm free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant or buy them tickets to see a movie together. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grieves differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having to commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear their experiences, but don't assume they will. Ask first. For a quick version of this list that can be applied for any situation, don't just say stuff for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say. Mushrooms! I fucking love this game. I'm gonna keep playing it probably when I'm done streaming. To Satan. Oh my god, that's... Ah! Mr. Pepper! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I'm losing my fucking mind. You gifted a tier sub to Satan? I mean, thank you, but, you know, okay. Had to give a sub to my boss. I'm fucking cackling. Who is this guy? Is this the same guy who has, like, a fucking, Is this the same guy who has a Satan Twitter account? That'd be fucking hilarious right there. You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. Oh, good, because mushrooms are disgusting. I've been thinking about death. I know. Shocker. Look what you've done to me. I think I want this mushroom soup. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyways, the idea is that it's biodegradable soup that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix, i.e. mushrooms and other microorganisms that help decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the bodies, and provide nutrients for the soil for the plants. I think this one company offers casket liners for use in green caskets. Imagine if Satan would start streaming. Streams directly from hell. Absolutely. Fucking streams. Listen, when I die, if there is a hell, if that's a thing, maybe I can convince Satan to allow me to continue streaming directly from hell. And it'll be like I never died. You just see me in flame in the background, although I don't do well in the heat, so. What am I saying? I'm never gonna die. And I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovation happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Seeing as you go to hell for some pretty fun things, hell must be nice. Right? There is a hell. It's called If Trump Would Rule the Entire World. Don't say that! Ah! Hey, Banna Hops! Welcome to a non-GMTK stream. We're playing Mortician's Tale, which I'm very, very excited about. I'm having a great time. Love you! Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. If not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry, but seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead, am I right? Jen. Hi, Amy. Just wanted to thank you for the service the other month, and I apologize if it was abrupt. It's kind of a shock to me, and I don't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Thought I'd pass this along. Our son. Good day, Miss Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for my payment, we'll bring a check. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront the situation yet, anyways, and have it easy. Oh god, this one's gonna be suck. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. He had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone power of attorney, or he didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advance directive regarding these wishes, so his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do as his family wishes. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you aren't uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we're hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you'll need me. I feel like in the game, I almost don't want to, you know? Also, that boggles my fucking mind. What is the point of denying your son's dying wish? Like, at some point, you're just a dick. That pisses me. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know this is a video game, but that fucking pisses me off. That's fucking shit. I'm not comfortable with this. No, I don't want to do it. I'll do what this lady fucking is. That pissed me off. A lot. I'm not comfortable. Deceased families ask for open commutable. Let's start cleaning the body. My Wi-Fi lagged for a second. What pisses you off? So I was given a choice between two bodies. Well, basically, I was given a choice. Me. Yeah, Banna Hops in particular. No, I was given a choice between, I was given a choice to take on the one body or not. He was a suicide, and, his family, said that, he had asked to be cremated in his will, and his family instead decided to have an open casket funeral and just ignore the entire, their child's, you know, thing, their child's wishes. And it pissed me the fuck off. Because, honestly, what it says to me is they didn't really give a shit about their son's wishes. And I'm not gonna speculate about that, because it's a video game, one, but I don't make a thing of speculating about dead people. But it just pisses me the fuck off that you would ignore what your family wants after their death. It just shows me that you have very little respect. It just shows that you have very, very little respect for that person. As though you are entitled to what happens to them. To their body. As though it's not theirs. And that pisses me the fuck off. It's their body even after death. And they have no right. And legally you have a right. The family has a right. But in actuality, you have no right to then pass judgment if they've stated what they want. And it's shit. It's just shit. Anyway, I gotta massage this body now. I gotta massage this body. Hold on. I'm not very good at, like, following the lines. We gotta put some eye caps in. We gotta glue some eye shuts. Put some cotton balls in the mouth. And then we gotta fucking get this out. This is not what I need. Moisturize the body. Make an incision in the neck. Place some tubing in that incision. Attach the cannula. Tube that shit to the fucking embalming machine. Massage the body. You can see so easily where my fucking lipstick ends right there. Sew that shit up. Get that trocar and start fucking draining of the fluids. Tom Marshall, riddle me this. Where can you find Dumbledore's army? Here we go. All done. And that's death. Time to attend a funeral! Also, I would have had to go to that motherfucker's funeral in this game, and I would not be able to handle that. I would not be able to handle having to, like, going to that person's family and them being like, he was obviously not in his right mind. And it's like, okay, no one's in their right mind when they kill themselves, but, like, are you fucking kidding me? I would have gotten so pissed off. So it's probably good that they gave me another option, because I was gonna lose my shit. Suicide is a very weird topic for me. Because it's not triggering in the traditional sense of the word for me, but it is, like, sometimes, like, the way people, like, let's just say, I've had experiences. No guess? I'm gonna tell you anyways. Up his sleevey. I'm gonna fucking kick your ass, my dude. Where's Maria? She couldn't be here. She didn't want to see her mother's body. I mean, I don't blame her. Anyway, I'm pretty impressed with the food. Did you try the amaretti? God, I want some amaretti. She's no longer suffering or in pain. Yeah. She's in a better place now. She was too good for this world. Okay, thanks, Aunt Sandy. Being suicidal, sucky sucky. You know that big sad that make you want to big off? I can make that joke, it's fine. I haven't cried since she died, not once. How's Anna crying and not me? I'm the one who lost a parent. Quiet sobs. Damn, that's a fucking mood right there. Doesn't look like her at all. See, that's what I'm saying! The body never fucking looks like the deceased! Because they're fucking deceased! Their body has decided to go up. You can make that joke? I can. I can make that joke. March 3rd, 10:45 a.m. I'm not going into more detail than that. Do 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 do. Cream BB, no. Oh, it's fine. I'm better now. It's fine. Chill. Dude, I'm chill. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. It's fine. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, may something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they've seen in the media. But, and I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. I got fucking shit in my hair out here. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for... Oh my god, my nose! Oh, hey, Casablanca. I didn't realize it was good to hear you better. Oh, it's fine. I'm fine. That's why I take Lextra. Baby! Look, it's my baby! I'm gonna grab him. Grab! I've grabbed a cat. Baby! I've grabbed my baby. He's upset that I grabbed him. He's upset with me. Also, Siobhan, he met another person today and didn't hiss at them, so I think it might be you. I think you're the person he doesn't like. So cute. He's my baby boy. Ah! He fell! He's my baby boy. Also, he's so warm and soft. No, you can't leave me. You can't. No! Alright, that's fine. Did you want to go back to sleep? Hey, baby. He's glaring at me. Alright, back to the game about dick. Alright. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with death, but the goal is always the same, offering support, guidance, cheerful topic. I'm definitely the sort of person who's like, oh yeah, let's talk about death, motherfuckers! I love this shit. Like, anything macabre, or that, like that, I fucking am into it. I mean, of course, like, there are, like, topics that are, like, there's a time and a place. Like, you don't want to, like, talk about how much you enjoy the topic, you find the topic of death interesting, at, you know, like a funeral. But, you know, just in general, if you're playing a game about death, talking about death is appropriate! Fucking, I lost my shit. But the goal is always the same. In Judaism, LMAO, imagine that. Yeah, you just walk up to your friend's funeral, and you're just like, hey, did you know that in Japanese Buddha, some people would go on special diets to mummify themselves as a way to get to the ultimate Buddha, and then their bodies would be like, if they managed to do it, their bodies would be honored and put in temples. That's a thing. That's an actual thing. Like in Japan, they'll in certain Japanese Buddha cultures, some Japanese Buddhists would go on a very, very specific diet slowly to basically get rid of any extra flesh, and things like that. And once they did that, once they did all that, and there was no possible way for there to be extra flesh on them, they would go into it. They would basically walk into a cave. They walk into a cave, and it would be sealed, so that the only thing that you really had was a tube, with just a breathing tube and a bell. So you wouldn't suffocate. So every day they would ring the bell, and when the bell didn't ring, the person was dead. So then you would go in. So then the other Buddhists would go in, take them out, and if they had decayed at all, they would be granted the normal burial that normal people get. If they did manage to mummify themselves, their bodies would be propped up with a sense of honor, in like places of honor, and sealed and put in temples for like people to see, because they had reached as a way of reaching an ultimate enlightenment or whatever. I don't fucking know enough about. I don't remember the term in Buddhism, but as like a way of reaching an ultimate enlightenment. Nirvana? No, it's not nirvana. Nirvana is a different concept. Why do you know this? I follow a TikTok thing, I guess. I follow a, hold on, what the fuck is going on here? Okay, hold on, I'm realizing, transform, I'm realizing this isn't, there we go, I realized that it wasn't fit to screen, like it had moved. I follow, a lot of, like, accounts and social media things, that are from, like, morticians and, historians and things like that, who do things, like, with different topics, and one of them just happens to be death. Because I find it interesting. They also, I do not remember which culture, but some people like bejewel skulls. Like, the skulls are just bejeweled. And then held in family homes. And I think that's awesome. Anyway, in Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after someone has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone. So often families will appoint a shomer, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible. What do you think happens after the big unlive? That's a topic. Personally, I'm atheist, for instance. So I don't actually believe in anything happening after the fact. I haven't seen enough evidence. However, there is anecdotal evidence that something happens to your consciousness. Like, it doesn't just disappear. I do not remember the study. I'll have to find it again. And because I heard it like years ago, so I need to find the study, and it was anecdotal, I think. That something happens with your brain. That would imply that it's going somewhere. I need to find that. So if that's replicated, then that's really cool, because I would really, really love there to be an afterlife of some things. I really like the idea of the Summerlands in Wicca, or even like reincarnation, things like that. Summerlands are basically like a purgatory, but make it nice. Purgatory, but make it cool. Make it nice. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's just prairies and grass and forests and beautiful things where you just live with other dead people for a while, and then you're reincarnated. Which is how Wiccans believe. Which is what Wicca believes. And I believed that for a while. And I really like that idea, but personally, the evidence, without evidence to really show it, yeah, it's really, really nice the way it's described. I like it better than the heaven or hell, because it implies that there's not really a sense of judgment. At least if I remember correctly. It's been like 10 years since I really practiced, but there's not really a sense of judgment. I never liked the idea of being judged after my death, especially on someone else's rules, you know? So, but personally, it's difficult for me to believe in something happening after death, until there's more evidence. I imagine things go black and that's it, but I'd love to find out otherwise. Exactly, I imagine it's just... But I would love to find out otherwise, because oblivion is terrifying to me. You know, the idea of there being nothing is absolutely fucking terrifying. And, you know, that's another topic. But it's a terrifying idea. But at the same time, that's what you have, that's like the most, as far as I can see, that's the one with the most evidence. So it's like, I hope there's something else, but that seems to be what existence is. Which is sad, but, you know, life is sad. I don't have more than that. But yeah, I'm pretty much in the same way. Anyway, Muslim preparations for funeral begin as soon as possible. Muslim traditions as well. Sorry, I don't want to hold up the game, but interesting topic. You seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about this. Like I said, I'm really into, the macabre, I guess, which, you know, the way I dress, you know, you would think so. I'm really interested in these sort of things. Honestly, I think the only reason I'm not a mortician is because I didn't fucking think of it. I didn't think of it, and also, I don't want to embalm people and get leukemia. Which is really the only reason I didn't go to school to be a mortician or something. Personally, I just really enjoy the idea of the macabre and things like that. I like bones. I like different things. I'm a person who enjoys, like, hearing about this sort of stuff. And, you know, death is sad, but also bittersweet, I think. Because it's bittersweet in the idea of an ending. But, you know, it's sad, because it's an ending. But at the same time, if you've lived a good life, then everything has to come to an end. And that just makes the life itself more precious. True. Yeah. Anyway, back to let me read about burial shit. Local Islamic community organizations are also often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religiously focused. In the aughts in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. That's fucking awesome! This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards and the expense of cremation. And not all practices are somber either. Ever heard of the turning of the bones, or famadahana? Famadahana. I'm gonna go with Famadahana, since it's from Madagascar, and I think that's kind of how that works. Famadahana, a ritual by Malagasy people of Madagascar. Famadahana has families return to ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. Like a dance macabre? I don't know why I got so excited about that. I was like, oh my god, a dance macabre! This practice is a celebration, remembrance, and a way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. Did you know that in Victorian era, funerals were celebrations? And times to get together, and not very much somber. They were parties. They were ecstatic parties in the Victorian era, England and some in the United States. And often, people would use, this is something I learned from Dream Daddy, actually. Often, cemeteries were places of socialism. Not socialism. Places were for social gatherings, because it was one of the few places at the time that a common person could go and see beautiful sculptures and flowers, because cemeteries are, in honesty, beautiful, and they weren't seen as scary. They were seen as something beautiful to go see. Anyway, I think we should bring that back. Come increase awareness of death with a view to help people make most of their finite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. The founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood. I prefer that approach to things dying with the whole sadness thing. Absolutely, that's pretty sweet. Listen, take my body, or whatever I am, and fucking dance with me, bitches. Dance with my skeleton. When people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate our humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work. I have to do with an integral hernia from 1750. It's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when I have the catalog. What is my life? What is the sentence I just typed? But anyway, this event that I'm forwarding to you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. My help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death-positive people up there. Sounds like a safe space. What the hell? Can I just say, first off, this is bullcrap. Ugh, knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No, okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all your business or so. This isn't 6 feet under. And they just swooped in, and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They're colder than the corpse I picked from the morgue this morning. Who changes as much for funerals? It feels dirty and exploitative. Let's grab a drink after work. I need to blow off some steam, and the emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. Welcome. We are pleased to bring on the Rose and Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. There will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc. culture, there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters. We will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes, and we expect them to be followed impeccably. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. Chad Grant, CEO and Managing Funeral Director, Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc., Rose and Daughters Division. Capitalism bad, kids! Charlotte. Alright, thank you for Mr. Grant for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was, well, it was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Thank you, Leah. Below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you are done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Get right to it. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I fucking hate corporations so much. I'm just digging my own grave here, aren't I? I'm gonna end up fucking, like... I swear to God, I'm gonna end up applying. I have a job I'm actually like applying to now because they're taking applications now for the 2021 because it's basically a they'll go to like colleges and like be like hello. Although these ones are in like all in China. And what's weird is that you don't even speak Chinese. So that's fun. It's an American campus in China. But I'm like looking into things already. And, like, I gotta start looking for jobs in January for when I graduate. And I'm like, corporations. I'm definitely digging my own fucking grave out here with how much I talk on stream in, like, a very, very well-documented form about my politics. Ren's a fucking socialist and everybody knows it. Great, Miss Lindbergh's girl set to be cremated! And we cremate the bodies. Man, you'll be fine. Who would look that deep into it? Long streams. Yeah, true. If only my whole social existence wasn't part of this. I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll get a job eventually. Using the cremator, we break the phone down and put the thing in the cremator. I've already read this. I like how the bones, like, twirl. Like, whee! Also, technically, it's illegal to rescind, especially to rescind an offer for something like tweets. That's illegal, so. She was always so careful, wore her helmet, signal use the bike lanes, asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happening to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Leah. This has been hard enough on them, without asking the legal ramifications. After all, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with this death of their partner all by themselves. Didn't even know that. Yeah, I was like, I only realized earlier, not earlier, but like a couple weeks, like a year or two ago, and it's why I started feeling like it was okay to like actually tweet what I think. Should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I need a glass of wine to binge watch something right now. Fucking mood. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks, I mean, but no, I don't know. It's so intimate, feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah, she was kind of a closed book except to you. Yeah, she was special. Oh. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. And we bow, and we move on. Eventually I gotta stop and like get some food. I'm just enjoying playing the game, you know? I'm having fun. March 24th, 10:30. I think it's only like a couple days, like 2 weeks later. Ugh, guys, isn't it still March? I feel like it's still March. Why do it? The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them— I need to fucking move my ass. Oh, I need to move. Legs! Especially if the deceased— God, every time I see the word especially, I'm like, does it really fucking look like that? The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to a funeral home. Most families aren't given the option and assume it is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive, but isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased always allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn or give opportunities to family members and friends to see this deceased one last time. Yes, it's still March. It's March 144th. Ugh, God. March never ended. It just got warmer. And you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and to see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, they are more economical. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation, service, flowers, cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000. Oh god. When you're able to take care of your loved one yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organize their viewing from home, the only cost remaining is entirely the cremation or burial itself. However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require a funeral director's involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. If this is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this is an option available to you and your loved ones if you so choose. Dr. Zayas. Just saw a video of a gorilla— that's the wrong voice. Just saw a video of a gorilla walking on its hind legs. Like a human being, Charlie! A human being! We, as a species, have seen the beginning of our end. If there's a New York, what happened to the old one? It's still there. I've actually seen Old York from a train. I was going from London to Edinburgh, but it does exist. And I went past it and I Snapchatted it like, hey, I found Old York! I was so excited. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Hello, Charlotte. I have reviewed your request on behalf of a potential family inquiring if we at Hillside Heritage Enterprises can and will perform green burials. I should have informed you of this in the beginning, but we do not perform green funerals as they are not cost-effective. All employees and subsidiaries of Heritage Enterprises must comply. We do not wish to lose potential customers, so the two tried to hardest to convince the families requesting green burials to instead choose a traditional burial package, complete with embalming caskets and vaults instead. I trust you will ensure we do not lose any customers. Charlotte. Chad Grant. I fucking hate that guy. Fuck this guy. I don't even know. As stated in previous email, here are the new rules and codes of conduct I expect you to follow from now on any premises belonging to Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second, most importantly, that no tattoos are to be visible. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they are properly covered and hidden. When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell, i.e. always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality Jesus fucking Christ, this guy fucking pisses me off. We find that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Additionally, food is no longer to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase a premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Potty mouth. Fuck this guy, man. Look, half of my vocabulary is just fuck. Hey, Chad, fuck you! Fuck this guy! Oh my god! Our partner, Catering Concepts, provides high-quality food that will be delivered weekly from their factory and can easily be defrosted the morning of the funeral. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effectively immediately to ensure a smooth transition into the high-quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. is known for. OMG, I didn't realize his name was Chad. His name's fucking Chad! Fuck you, Chad! Charlie, I need a drink. Beer after work? P.S. I also really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry, and no, I will not say hangry, ever. God, fuck this guy. Charlotte, I am proud to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. Honestly, I'm gonna start, anytime I have to pretend to be a corporate shill, I am going to talking to their own employees. I'm going to talk like a robot, because if you are a corporate person like this Chad guy, you have no soul. I'm sorry. You've gotten rid of your soul. Your soul's gone. At some point, like, you've sold your soul for money, and I cannot tell you otherwise if you are such a corporate shill. Especially if you're at the top. Like, I get it if you are just having to parrot something for, like, because you need to live, and you need the money, but if you're at, like, the CEO level... Oh, hold on. I've gone all fucking ghost-like. The white balance in my computer, and there's no way to turn it off either. Like, I've tried so many things. Is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services. Cremation is preferred here as it is most cost-effective of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. Fuck this guy. I don't like him. Also, who gives a shit about my tattoos? No one can see them! He doesn't even have any valuables on him that would be damaged. It's okay. All gamers are paper-colored. Oh my god. Not all gamers. Hashtag not all gamers. Just, you know, the ones people know about. It's almost as if there's a racism issue in this community. I'm not mad. Oh, right. I gotta place the fucking urn first. I just like the way the bones spin. Look at it! Look at it spin! Whee! Also, I like how the storytelling of this fucking thing. Like, how it's just told through the emails. Like, it really gives you an option to, like, actually... Fuck, fuck, fuck! I'm not mad! Fucking fuck, fuck! Yeah. Yeah. Who's at the funeral? This man didn't have a family. Just me? I'm the only one paying my respects? That's a nice sentiment, though, that even if no one ever claims your body, then the idea that the funeral director at least will still be like, yeah, what? Hey, Kevin! I got mad about corporations and racism for a moment. Out of fucking nowhere, really. Haha, my tattoos aren't covered up. Fuck you, Chad. Get fucked, Chad! Water, water, everywhere! Not a drop to drink. Water cremation. We can call it a few different things, like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide, or perhaps more commonly, resumation. It's a technical name, though. It's actually alkaline hydrolysis. Hey, I got that right! I knew those words! I'm intelligent! Woo! Whatever we want to call it. It's here, and it's environmentally friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. We all know that traditional cremation and burials, I could say alkaline hydrolysis, but I can't say burial. I fucking hate myself. Take a huge toll on the environment. The high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gases effect being one of the chief amongst them. And water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst. How does it work? It's basically a water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkali water and heat it up very high, about 350 degrees. It basically works like a sped-up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process any sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts. Not a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary. Siobhan, you were wrong! Jen has another girlfriend! Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she is like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession scenes, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who have been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive, and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like the last dude I saw? Jason? Michael? God, I can't remember. Listen, man, I hate you too. I don't know where that came from, but cool. God, that's such a mood, though. Anytime, like, I've talked to a dude, I'm like, I can't remember their name, but I remember every single woman. That's a lie. I don't remember anyone's name, possibly because God, what was the fucking... I've only ever had one actual, like, girlfriend, and then, like, I went on a couple dates with this dude. What's my name? Brent? What's my name? Chad? Who are men? I'm fine. It's fine. That's me. Kevin, I'm gonna start calling you Brent next semester. Like, next time, if I ever see you again. Chad! You said you hate yourself. I'm aware. Do not. Next time I finally see you in person, Kevin, I'm just gonna say, hey, Brent. I'm kidding, I love you. You said you hate yourself. Listen, I'm aware. It's mostly cis men, to be fair. But, listen, if I gotta be a white dude. Being trans is a fucking time. Listen, man, I'm aware. Also, I'm fucking a ghost again. I just spend time around here. I can talk about whatever I want. It's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say, like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento Mori, or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took, we just clicked. Feels good, fun and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters, and I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on top of the Ferris wheel. Be super corny and cliche for once in my life. God, that sounds so cute. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from your last email. Do you think you're gonna do it? You know you have my support 100% no matter what you decide. Charlotte, it's official. I put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working for Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially my driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you I am worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? P.S. I'll bring beers over next week. We can talk a bit more freely. Latest contract acquisition, hospital. Imagine planning a date. Hi, Trent. Oh, God. Imagine planning a date. Imagine being able to go on a date. Imagine having anyone interested in you. I'm kidding. We are thrilled to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc.'s subsidiary Rosen Daughters just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us to access to all of the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity ward. Oh. Zoom date. Imagine being able to get a date. Zoom date. I feel like you gotta be able to get a date first. That's fucking difficult. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over $15 million in funding and donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon for Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc.'s bright and sustained future. Dear Mr. Grant, okay, we'll take the traditional... Dear Mr. Grant, regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden, we don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. Anyone can get a date, just lower your standards to below sea level. I mean, anyone who's dated me has, like, very low standards. I'm cackling. I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through a traditional funeral package instead. I promise you your wife's funeral will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of your beloved family and friends come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rosen Daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. What's so nice about dates anyway? What's so nice about dating? What's so nice about having someone who loves you? Okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in this hard time. Charlotte, I see you were not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose this sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. This is part of your job. Fuck you, Chad! I'm really not sure. You live longer. That's what I have Vaughn for. I can kind of see the tail coming in. Deceased families ask for an open casket funeral to start by cleaning the body. Cleaning the corpse. Massaging the dead. Massaging the dead. Massaging their bodies. Poke. Poke. Gluing their eyes shut. Putting cotton balls into their mouths. Sewing their jaw closed. Like they're Loki. Moisturizing a corpse. Apparently over the towel because we can't show boobs. Dating is a part of my path to immortality. I don't know. I feel like it's too stressful to be able to do that. Embalming, and massaging the corpse over her shirt because she's got boobs and we can't look at those. You can show boobs. Apparently not. To be fair though, if I showed boobs in this game, I wouldn't actually be able to play it on Twitch. Because, you know, we have some weird fucking shit going on where we can see a woman's boobs every part of her nipple, but apparently... I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get mad about more shit on this fucking thing. I have a lot of opinions. I don't know if anyone's noticed. I got a lot of opinions. Twitch allows nudity as long as it's not the focus of the game. In Pathologic, there's a topless woman too. To be immortal? Am I thinking of something else? I think because, of other things, I just thought, alright, whatever. Draining the liquids, draining your organs, I'm draining your organs, huzzah. I think after this corpse, we're gonna end. After this funeral, Robert's games are banned. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, I think. Robert's games are completely banned. Every single one of them. Just fucking banned out the gate. It's one of the first things he ever actually told us about his actual shit. Like, I remember I was at a presentation of his, my freshman year, and it was one of the first things he said. He was like, he was making a joke, and then he said, but that means Twitch will ban your games! And I'm just sitting here like, okay, Robert. First introduction I ever had to the man. God, love Robert. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Okay, what did you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I've heard that show is good. I saw that video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You're always hungry. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. It's really nice out. It would be nice to stretch my legs. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. I know, honey, but what that Chad guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. Shh, it's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna miss her. Me too. Alright, I think that's gotta be it. Who is Robert and why does he like showering so much? What? Alright, so that was a Mortician's Tale. He's more a fan of who's in the shower. Oh my fucking god. But everybody showers. Oh my god. We're not doing this! I still have to look Robert in the eye. I'm not doing it. Is Robert a hippie? No, not at all. Go follow Radiator Yang, I guess? Go look up his games. He's a chill dude. Anyway, Robert, oh god, Jesus. I'm not telling him that! He's a game developer that makes games about topics that happen to be NSFW. I think Banahops knows that, based on the words he's saying. Okay. We're moving on. Gay games banned from Twitch, yeah. We're moving on, because he's my professor, and I'm not telling him that. Alright! This man is a man that I'm too young for NSU games, otherwise I'd play. LOL. I'm fucking cackling. Anyway. So that was a Mortician's Tale. Honestly, I'm gonna keep playing it, definitely. LOL, what the fuck? Did you just learn this? He's my professor and my advisor. I don't know if you know who he is, like actually know who he is, but that man is my professor and my academic advisor. I have to look him in the eye, like every day when I'm at school. Oh my god, he's the one who got me into streaming. Like, this is a whole fucking thing. I wish he was my advisor. He's really good at it, weirdly enough. He's pretty good at it. Which is funny, because the only people I've ever heard complain about him are straight, so. That's just my tea. Anyway, look him in the eyes and tell him I can- No! Absolutely not! I'm not doing that! Fuck you! Absolutely not. I'm uncomfortable. I am very uncomfortable. This man is a professor figure to me. I'm not doing this. Anyway, Jesus Christ. That was a Mortician's Tale. I really like how they do the storytelling in this game. The like little things that I'm ignoring this now. The little things that they do, such as the emails and the things like that, and like all of that, and it really ties it together. And I'm enjoying it. I like the art style. I think it's really cute. I do wish there was maybe a little bit more gameplay involved. Like it is very, very. I will say it's a very, very simplistic game. Like you get the main mechanic almost seems a little bit I will say the main mechanic almost seems a little bit detached from the storyline. Just a little bit, just because it's so things like that. And I do wish they would I kind of get it, and I wish they wouldn't. Thank you, game dev. Fucking Chad. Blech! I do wish that it was a little bit sewed together. Chad is such a Joseph. Chad is a Joseph, kids. I do wish that it was a little bit tied better together. And I wish they would stop giving, I got the instructions on how to do everything. I don't know what that means. Dream Daddy. He's making a Dream Daddy joke. Joseph from Dream Daddy. I don't, it was just funny. I do wish they would not give me the instructions on how to do it every fucking time. But also, one of my favorite things about this game so far is the death things. I like learning about death, damn it. And I'm gonna play this more on my own. I don't think I'm gonna play it on stream again, unless there's a demand. But I'm definitely gonna go play this on my own, because I just love this so much. I like how Kevin and Banahops are just fucking going like this now. I think that's really cool. Oh look, Pathologic is still on my computer. Anyway, so that's A Mortician's Tale. Are Banny and Kev the same person? I don't think Kevin could say out loud the things that Banahops said a minute ago. I don't think he could do it. So that's that game. Thank you all for tuning in. Allow me to quickly... Who doesn't? I don't want to be you, Kevin. A huge thanks to my patrons, Vidal Minashago, Vidal Minashago. I haven't said things out loud either, but you underestimate Kev. I mean, I said them in chat. Nivek Link, Tom Marvel Riddle, and Peter Hughes Art, the last of whom you can follow on Instagram. Thank you so much to my patrons, my gremlins, who I very much appreciate their support. So thank you for that. I do have a Patreon. It's at Cretan7 on Patreon. So go look at that if you're interested. I have a Discord, which is down in my About section. Thank you, Gremlin Queen. Gremlin King, thank you. I may not look like it, but I am in fact a man. Ooh woo. I'll see you around later tonight, Kev. Yes, King. Good night, y'all. Good night, Banahops. I have a Discord, which you can find in my About down below. Follow me on Twitter at Cretan7. Subscribe to my YouTube. Every day I don't do VOD, I don't stream, a VOD goes up. So for instance, tomorrow, I think I'm actually uploading, I think I'm uploading my first of the, drawing, things tomorrow. Thank you for the subscription, Nev! Ah! Thank you so much! Follow the Twitter. I'm gonna cry, babe. I'm gonna cry, babes. Gremlins, babes, Kevins, whatever. I think you should fix your alerts. Yeah. Why? Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Fucking shit, did I miss something? Cry. It's in French, and I can't make it not French. I can't fix it, and I don't know how. So sometimes I miss things, I'm sorry. Twitter, at Cretan7. Instagram, travels_of_Ren. YouTube, at Cretan7. TikTok, at Cretan7. I'm actually posting a lot more on TikTok lately. And I will see you all on Sunday. We're doing, Hugo, and then that means that next week, tu parles le français? Oui, je parle français, mais c'est simplement pour, or do you not have alerts for subs? I don't have alerts for subs right now. I'm actually getting into doing those soon. Je parle français? Peut-être pas. Je parle, un petit peu. C'est pour conversation. La conversation. Et dans mon Discord, il y a je ne sais pas le mot pour channel, mais un channel qui est simplement pour le français. I haven't spoken in like 2 months. No hablo arigato. No hablo arigato. Maybe I'll do it. Nice French. That's better than mine, probably. Ah, thank you. I'm trying my best to learn. I've been trying for like 7 years. But I will see you all on Sunday. I was saying that Hugo, we were doing the Hugo stream, which means after that week, I'm going to put up my poll, one on Twitter and one on Patreon, for which game we're going to do a full playthrough of after we finish Dream Daddy, which should be in about like 4 weeks. Should be in about a month, so right before I go back to this class. It'll be between Pathologic, Fable, and Portal 2. The patrons vote counts twice as much, so be sure to look out for that. But if you don't feel like patroning, you can still vote on Twitter. I have more followers on Twitter, so it should be, so while patrons get a bit of an advantage, it won't be, you know, it's not like Twitter, the Twitter poll doesn't count at all. So I will see you all on Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. Pathologic. There'll be a poll. There will be a poll. Chill. And I will see you all on Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.